Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that is extremely important to me because it's something I've really struggled with in the past, and that is the winter blues. But for me, it's more of like seasonal affective disorder. I've definitely struggled with depression since my teen years. Like ever since I hit like 8th, 9th grade, I definitely have struggled with just kind of unexplainable feelings of just sadness and hopelessness. And it is definitely amplified for me in the winter months. When it's dark and cold and dreary, it has really knocked me on my ass in the past. About 2 winters ago, I had a really bad episode and I ended up walking into like a mental health clinic and getting set up with like therapy and stuff like that. And I did that for a while. They definitely got me through kind of my crisis. I didn't have to be like admitted or anything, although I thought I might have to be. I was so depressed and just anxious and nothing was right. And the frustrating thing about the whole thing was that I couldn't even really explain it very well to anyone, including my husband. So after that like crisis happened, I swore that I would do everything I could to try to ward off getting to that point again, because it was extremely distressing for me. It was messing with my work life, my home life, everything. It was just messing with everything. And it makes me kind of dread the winter now a little bit. I think ever since that happened, it gives me a little bit of anxiety every time I know that winter's coming. It's like Game of Thrones, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
You know? And it's like, oh, the anxiety sets in. I never really watched that show, but I'm familiar with that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit today about the active steps that I put into place, particularly this year for the first time, that I'm using to combat the winter blues and to ward them off as much as possible. And we're into January now. It's been cold and dark now for a couple months, and I really do feel like I'm doing better than I have been in the past. So I just wanted to share some of the things that have helped me. They may not help everyone, I understand that, and I also think that it is a combination of things. It's not ever just one thing that fixes your issues. I think it has to be like an approach where you're coming at it from like all sides, trying to look at yourself as a whole person and not just, oh, I just need to fix this one thing. No, it's usually, I mean, life is complicated. And so you have to sometimes come at things from multiple angles. I apologize for the sound of the laundry. I'm washing the towels. These items are not necessarily in any particular order. I really couldn't possibly rank them in order of importance, I don't think. I think they're all important, so they're in no particular order. So the first thing on my list is to take my usual prescribed medications from my doctor. So I take Lexapro, primarily for my depression. That's my primary medication right now. I've been on it for almost a year. They switched it up back in February when I was like in the depths of another like winter depression. I went into my doctor's office last February, bawling my eyes out. I had gained a ton of weight. I was just super depressed. And so he switched me to Lexapro. He just thought it might work better than what I was on previously, which was Wellbutrin. And I think it has worked, although I think Wellbutrin worked for a little while too. I think that it's common for many people to have to kind of cycle through antidepressants. And I wanted to put this at the top of the list, not because it's more important, but because I really want to destigmatize the discussion around antidepressants and I think most of us know that a lot of people take these kind of medications, but I think there's also still a lot of people that are a little bit critical of taking these kinds of things. But I've tried going without them. All I know is that I function so much better when I'm on them. I just want anyone and everyone out there to know that it is perfectly okay to take prescription medications. It is a good thing if you need them. Not everyone needs them. They don't work for everyone. I understand that, but for me, they are very helpful, and I think they're very helpful for a lot of people, and I think some people maybe don't go looking for them because they feel embarrassed or whatever, and I just think that's ridiculous, and it's okay to take prescriptions. Obviously, I strongly encourage that if you're having feelings of depression that you feel is maybe more than just a little bit of an occasional sadness, please, please, please go get help. Go to the doctor. Talk to somebody, please. Depression is very serious and it needs to be taken seriously. Next, the next thing on my list is that I'm trying to eat clean, nutritious food. Now, if you've watched some of my more recent videos, you'll know that I am currently doing the ketogenic diet. I have picked that diet for multiple reasons. I actually plan to make a future video about exactly why I chose the ketogenic diet, but I don't do keto for mental health reasons. Now, while I say I don't do the ketogenic diet for mental health, that's not to say that it might not be helping. It could be. There is a lot of research out there that shows that higher fat in your diet can actually be really good for your brain. And so it's possible that it is helping, although that is absolutely not why I chose to do the ketogenic diet. That's just the diet that I'm following right now. But to me, the more important piece of that is that I try to eat very clean, nutritious food within that diet. Things that have lots of nutrition, that have lots of vitamins and minerals, and just nourishment for your body, because your brain and your body needs that. And you'll feel better if you're eating good food. And if you're just eating a bunch of empty calories, which is what I've done in the past, which is why I've gained a lot of weight and stuff like that in the past. I know the year that I had my big crisis breakdown, I was eating horribly. I was eating lots of empty calories. I was just eating whatever I felt like, tons of sugar, and just horrible diet. And I mean, not only was it making me gain weight, but it made me feel crap. And so I think it's really important that no matter what kind of diet you eat, that it's really important to stick with good, clean, nutritious food, not empty calories. So that's my 2 cents on that. The next one on my list is supplements. So there's really just 2 main supplements that I've been taking that I specifically chose to try to help me, because I've read lots of things and heard lots of, and just there's lots of things that support these 2 supplements in particular. Not the only supplements I take, but these are the 2 that I take for my mental health, and that is vitamin D. And the ones I got are actually a super concentrated, like kind that you put under your tongue. I'll leave a link. Vitamin D is basically, you don't get enough sun in the winter, which for me is really a problem because I'm just kind of an indoorsy kind of person. And I work a job that's like in a room with no windows at all. Like I am in a dungeon at work. To me, the vitamin D was an essential choice for me because I just don't get very much sun. And when I get into the summer months and I'm out in the sun more, I probably won't have to supplement as much of that. But while it's winter, that's what I'm doing. So, and then the thing that I've paired with vitamin D is taking supplemental magnesium. Now that is also essential on a ketogenic diet, just in general, but I specifically chose a formulation of magnesium glycinate or glycinate. I'm not sure how to say it, because it's a very absorbable magnesium. In addition to that, having the additional magnesium helps absorb the vitamin D. From what I've read, vitamin D needs that magnesium to help kind of absorb it and use it better. So I've been taking supplemental magnesium glycinate. I usually take it in the evening when I'm kind of in wind down mode for the day, because that particular form of magnesium does kind of it just has like a relaxing effect. And for some people, sedating. It doesn't seem to be sedating for me. I wish it was, but it's not. I'll show you the brand that I've been using, but I really don't have a particular recommendation on the brand, just magnesium glycinate versus other versions of magnesium. That's the one that I chose, but there are other formulations that may work great. I think all versions of magnesium are great, but this is the one that I've read a lot about and think that it's been helping. All right, the next one is exercise. I think this was an obvious one that was going to end up on the list. It's also one I struggle with a lot, but I've been trying. I don't go every day to the gym or anything like that just because that makes me insane. Like, it gets so boring. But it's just like, so I think I need a new gym. But anyway, obviously exercise is extremely essential in combating depression in general and lowering anxiety, and it's just good for you in general and your health and all that. I am currently kind of putting together a new plan for like a workout regimen because I need like a new plan. Because just going to the gym and like doing some boring cardio and doing a few weight machines isn't really going to cut it for me long term. So I'm going to put together a little bit of an exercise like regimen and start trying to do that, and then I'll let you guys know how it goes. But obviously exercise is extremely essential. Even just getting up and moving around, going for a walk, it's better than nothing. Exercise is absolutely essential. While I'm on the topic of things that I struggle with, something that I definitely recommend, and also something that I am doing very poorly at, is getting enough sleep. I'm so bad about getting enough sleep. I struggle with my sleep. I have a hard time falling asleep. I tend to stay up late. My mind is very busy all the time. So, but at the same time, I feel like it's very important to mention in a video that is about combating the winter blues that getting enough sleep is essential. I cannot tell you that I'm doing a good job at it, because I am not at all doing a good job at it. I stay up way too late, but it's definitely something that needs to be included in a video like this. I think that is just common sense more than anything, but I also think it needs to be said that getting enough sleep is super important and needs to be included in a topic like this. I'm working on it, okay? The last thing I have on my list for this video is being productive during my like free time. So I know everyone has varying levels of free time in their life. You know, if you have children, which I do not yet, or other obligations or work super long work hours or whatever you have going on in your life. Obviously everyone's free hours that can be devoted to personal time is going to vary greatly. And I have more on some days than others, obviously. To me, it is very important that I am a productive person. So when I have days off, or I have free afternoon or free evening or free something, it is very important to my happiness that I not squander that time. Like, it just feeds my depression because I feel like I've wasted time. I could have done this, I could have done that, and I didn't. I just laid there. So I get very depressed when I let myself do that too many times. Now, that's not to say that it's bad to relax, because I definitely make an effort to do that. I try to make the time that I do lay down and relax be meaningful, doing or watching things that I really care about, not just mindlessly watching things on TV that are just on happenstance. You know, if we're gonna sit down and watch, I wanna sit down with my husband and watch something that we've been looking forward to watching, or something that we watch on the regular. Like right now we're watching the Jeopardy greatest of all time together. That's fun, you know, and it's kind of stimulating because it's got like the trivia aspect to it. Or we want to sit down and watch a movie together that we both want to watch, you know. We love doing stuff like that, and I absolutely am fine with doing those things if they're intentional decisions. But if they're just laying around mindless, then that's when I have a problem with getting down and depressed. So it is important to me that I fill my free time like that with hobbies that I truly love doing. And for me, that is writing in my journal. I still consistently write in my journal. I use the bullet journal method. I've been using it now since 2016. pretty consistently since February of 2016. I filled up like a zillion journals. Journaling and using that as a way to empty my mind and clear my mind is extremely helpful to me. I also, of course, now am doing YouTube again, which I so missed doing. I was, I think so many times I thought, gosh, I could have got up and done YouTube and I never did. And now I'm finally doing it and I'm genuinely so much happier now that I'm re-engaging into the YouTube community again. Like it's been such a mood lifter for me. And seeing people comment and watch, and even though it's still very small, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I love it. And also just doing the crafts, whether I film it or not. Sometimes I do crafts on my own, not to be shared. They're just for me. To me, just being creative and crafty is a part of who I am. And I will sometimes film it, sometimes I won't. And then of course, I love doing like coloring books. For Christmas this year, my husband got me actually this like sticker by number, like activity book. I love stuff like that. So sometimes if my husband is watching TV and it's not something I care about, and I feel like being a little creative, then I'll just get one of my activity books, like a coloring book or or the sticker book that he got me, and I'll just work on that. I'm one of those people that needs to be busy with my hands all the time. And if I'm just like laying around, like doing nothing, I just get so depressed. Like I cannot even express to you like how much that impacts me. So I definitely have been, I definitely have become more mindful of that need in my life. Overall, I think, like I said in the beginning, it's very important that you look at your own needs. These are the things that I do. I just wanted to talk a little bit about it, maybe just to get some people out there thinking a little bit about their own mental health and their own needs, and try to like write it down, write it in your journal, write it on a piece of paper, just somewhere, write it out, like things that are important to you, and then try to like focus in on those and make things like that your priority, because I just think that is like the true meaning of taking care of yourself. Just kind of prioritizing the things that are meaningful to you. These are the things that help me. So far, so good. Obviously, life isn't perfect and things still happen and I still get sad sometimes, but I feel like overall, this has been one of the best winters I've had in recent years. And I've actually had some pretty sad, horrible things happen to me in the last year. And I feel like I'm just coping a lot better in general. Hopefully it will remain. We still got a couple more months of winter to go. Just keeping my brain stimulated and feeling productive and creative, and taking care of my body with food and exercise and trying to do more sleep. Yeah, it's all something that has to work together. So that's my video for today. I really hope it might have been helpful for some of you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. It really helps me out, trying to get my channel stimulated again so that it can reach more people. I want nothing more than to help people. I think if nothing else on this channel, I just want to make people feel better about themselves, try to help somebody out, even if it just makes somebody smile a little bit. Like, that's all I want out of this channel. And obviously I can do more good if more people can see it. So leaving the thumbs up, comment, sharing this video on social media, anywhere with people that could benefit from it, that would mean the world to me. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.